Why do they have nicknames?
You know what Luke is called? Bam.
Bam.
Big ass motherfucker.
Hello, everyone. This is a O to O Town as usual. This time. Man, it's always
one day you couldn't keep it together, D. One day.
Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. We do this thing like we do once every year. One every year. This is bullshit. We gotta do more than one this year. This time we go over to the Wolfe Family. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is a O to O Town, where me and DJ Sue go into the world of O Town, the world of Rocko's Minor Life, and we pick out episodes. We're pretty much going to do all the episodes eventually. But we pick out 2 episodes.
It takes a while.
We take up 2 episodes and we go from there. You know, it's amazing areas that we got the ones that we want to get out of off our chest. Like, you know, talking about Flare Rock. We're going to have to go back. We got that out the way. We got, let me see the tickets. Ooh, the tickets. We got that out the way. We also got one of my favorite things out the way. This one. Look, guys, I found my watch. Isn't it amazing?
They have asked me what time it is.
And we got one of my favorite lines out the way, too. I know I'm old, but I remember what my Aunt Gretchen used to tell me. What was that? All of a sudden it's nighttime. Oh, yeah. Still an eyeball is an eyeball. Unless, of course...
Let's also not forget one of my favorite moments. Grandpa Wolfe starting at one end of the sidewalk. By nightfall, he was at the other end of the sidewalk. And rambling the most incoherent nonsense ever.
What was the joke that we went on? Oh, and we got to talk about something that was actually sitting on our chest for a while, which is we was like, because it was in contrast to the Static Cling, where Ralph came out as a woman. Mm-hmm. And then me and Eris is like, do y'all know the history of homosexuality on Rocko's Minor Life? Because it's quite entertaining, sir. It's we went into that, and which came out to be one of our favorite lines of all times. And I like rainbows.
That's disgusting.
I love the screaming woman in the background. Get him.
No, you know my favorite line. Let's roast his onion.
Dad, did we ever done? Yeah, we have done that. We did do that. Well, what was his name? Foofy No-No.
Oh, yeah.
Foofy No-No.
Foofy No-No, aka what's his name?
I forgot his real name.
Dingo.
Dingo. Dingo. Foofy No-No. Foofy No-No. I really don't want no violence. I just I didn't want to fight you. Please hit me. Okay.
Straight decked him.
Rocko folded that dude's whole nose inward. Let's roast his up. Like you said, now you got me thinking of that. So today we get to switch it over to the Wolfe family. And Eris, I've been having a tough time with this. I get that Heffer's family is obviously from Minnesota or like the Midwest.
Minnesota.
I really do, but I've been trying to figure out, is this an analogy for race or adopted people? It's hard to really tell, man.
Let's be really real here. Looking at this episode in 2022 hits so different.
Doesn't it?
I mean, it hit back in the 90s, but it hit real hard today.
I got to think to myself, if you're that kid that was growing up that had if you're one of the kids that grew up that didn't have, I want to say, that was adopted, I wonder how this was. I wonder how this episode was. This episode we're going to talk about is Who's for Dinner, and starts off very, very nice. Where Heffer's like, hey Rocko, want to meet my parents, bro? Sure, why the fuck not,
sure,
man?
Not.
I always wanted to meet your family and all the rest of that. Rocko even goes out his way to buy his mama a fucking gift.
He goes and gets a gift for her. And let's be real, Rocko is not he's not, he doesn't know. You know what I'm saying? He's never met he never met his parent. He never met Heffer's parents before, so he doesn't know what to think. Well, I'm pretty sure he just thinks the most basic thing, which is okay. I'm going to meet Heffer's parents. I am sure that they're all wonderful steers.
Yeah, they're wonderful bovines, if you want to. I bet the bovine-like family is very, very good. Here's the thing where it stops for D. How long have you known Heffer, Rocko? Quite some time. What's his last name? It's a dead giveaway, my nigga. It's a dead giveaway. His last name is Wolfe, for people that don't know. So they pull up to the house. Rocko's like, hey, don't that family of wolves live? Oh my God. Everybody came like, hey, Heffer. Like, Heffer comes up, you see Heffer's mom, Virginia Wolfe, which is a reference to an old movie. And I just realized realized this not too long ago. Most cartoon writers graduate out of Harvard or Yale, so they're gonna have they're gonna do a lot of that because like the Simpsons writers, everybody made fun of the Simpsons writers because all the motherfuckers went to Harvard. You know what I mean? So you basically had a bunch of smart guys writing for a show, and that but back then that's how it was. But anyway, but I laughed as she comes out. Oh, Heffer! She goes on, and Rocko has a gift in his hand. He's like, hold up. What's going on here? Yep. These are wolves. And he was like, she was like,
stop everything.
He's like, wait a minute, I got you a gift too. And she was like, he was like, like now it's okay. You don't need a gift. She's like, let me see. Oh, look, it was for udders.
It was an udder warmer.
It's an udder warmer. She puts that joint slam on her head
and kept it moving.
Rocko's looking at his whole family, and Heffer goes like, yeah, there's my brother over there, P. Like, hey. And he is typical 90s teenager. He has a shirt that says ear deaf.
Ear deaf.
I want to know who's that band. I want to know how good they are. He has a sister who is artsy. She's very artsy. She smokes. Heffer's sister obviously smokes cigarettes.
You know what? I'm willing to say this because the show came out in 93. I'm willing to say that looking at Heffer's brother and sister, they are the embodiment of Gen X.
Yes, they are. Both of them are, man.
It's like us early millennials are looking at the last remnants of Gen X.
Those were the teenagers. Those were the last batch. The ones they truly said they weren't going to grow up and be shit. That's the ones that they said. And I remember, and it makes it so good. They go inside there. Heffer's dad, George Wolfe. George.
Which I love how he's still in his work clothes watching the game.
He got the name tag.
He's now, watching the game.
And what game is he watching, Eris?
Very hilariously, he's watching a game of a cheetah chase down a gazelle. And the way that he's commentating over it, you think he's watching a sports game.
Oh my God. It's the same reaction. Come on, man. You got him. Come on, bro.
He's like, what are you, blind? What kind of move was that? Get him. He's right there.
Shout out to either the show or Charlie Adner. Charlie Adner was doing the voice of George he only did George and Grandpa Wolfe. And Grandpa Wolfe is just Grandpa Wolfe, and it's just classic Charlie Adner. Just Yep. So, but basically, so good for that is that I like how he's like, I don't know if it was Charlie that did this or it was the show that told him to do this. But remember, like, come on, what's wrong with you? He was like gurring like a wolf. I don't know if the show told him to do that or Charlie did that. He was like, fuck, we got to animate that. I always ask that question with certain people because some voice actors are very, they got a lot of life to them. Mm-hmm. And I think to myself, did they write that joke before he got in the booth or was that joke written for him or whatever like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I only say that because Robin Williams changed up the game so much when it came to that shit. You know what I mean? Because when he did all of Genie, remember, he ad-libbed all of that first.
He did.
Then they had to come
in there and animate it.
And draw right around all that shit. And I get that's Disney. That's different. So, but for a regular episode of Nickelodeon, are they going to put that same effort into? I don't think so. So I always have that question. You know what I mean? That always rocks in my mind. Do they do that recording before or afterwards and all the rest of that shit? But anyway,
And it usually depends. Well, it depends on the show. Like certain shows, like certain shows they have to do the voices and they can't see anything. And other shows, after they've been animated, they will, they'll do the voices. And in other cases, in some cases, like with anime, even though the anime had already been done, they still can't see it. They just have to act everything out as they're reading it. And in other cases, they have to make sure that their voices match the flaps of the characters talking.
Remember we was talking to we done talked to two different people. I remember talking about the flaps with we talked about with Sean Schimmel.
Yeah, with Sean Schimmel.
We talked about him. We also talked about it with Kurt Thornton. I also talked about that with my girl not Mona Mitchell.
Was it Carrie Wahlberg?
I never asked Carrie that question because she didn't do it. Because it's funny with Carrie. Carrie doesn't do as much anime as you think she does.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right now she's mainly on Rick and Morty right now. So, but I think it was God, who was it? One of the voice actors I asked about the mouth flapping, and Kurt Thornton probably gave the best answer to that. He's like that was worse back then, and it's still a thing now. You have to do it, but there's a lot less pressure on that now.
Yeah,
because come on, editing software has gotten so much better. But he was like, you still have to do it to like a certain point where, like, yes, that voice came out clear, but there's not at the tempo that we wanted. You know what I mean? Like it had to come out like a certain way and all that shit. And it's gotten better. It's gotten way better with this shit. But I feel bad for anybody. I feel bad for the anime company that's going right into the game right now. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to have, I don't think they do totally primitive shit, but I think you still got to an extent do some primitive bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think you kind of do. But anyway, but I like it because he meets the whole family. The family's fucking crazy. The sisters like, stop fighting.
Of course.
I like that. I love that white girl trope. Stop fighting!
I can't take it.
And they sound way more louder and violent than everybody in the room.
Yeah. No one's fighting, dear.
Oh no! And like Virginia got a tick that I don't get. Look, like that.
I don't
right
get
there,
that either. And
I
it's been
feel like there's something
and it's
to
been
it.
And it's been like that ever since the beginning of the show.
I feel like that's either them being funny or it's like, why are you making fun of those women back then? That's how they were. Like, I don't know. It feels like there's a little joke in that. But anyway, but what gets me was like, I gotta go get ready for practice. This nigga come down in a cheerleader outfit. Virginia!
We were no. Actually, no. It was the one before that, which was, so son, how was school today? I quit school 2 years ago. What? Like Virginia, we were afraid to tell you. So
now,
let me get this straight. Your son dropped out of school. He didn't tell your husband. Like, he didn't tell his father. You didn't tell your husband for 2 whole years.
that sounds about white to me. Before anybody gets on me about that, the reason why I said that is that sounds like well, we're going to keep that away from your father, dear. That sounds like that right there.
And then my question would have been,
We'll just keep it our little secret until your dad's ready.
No, and not even that. It's like, what the hell have you been doing for the last 2 years?
Ducking fists because George obviously puts hands on his wife.
Because
that's fucked up, dude.
I mean, then after that, he said, "You're a loser. Why don't you be more like Heffer? What, a 600-pound cow? He's not a cow. He's a steer." So when I really thought about it,
Proud father. Father.
That right there is good 90s proud father moment.
Yeah, that is good old. I like it because, like I said, when he got up and left, he was like, he coming down the chili outfit. Virginia! You know how many?
Afraid to tell you.
Do you know how many white guys who worked at the factory all day, who worked at the plant all day, come home who was detached from their kids in that emotional way?
Mm-hmm.
to see his son come down like that, that's a version of him being gay or him coming down, going to the punk concert with makeup. That's what they were making fun of, that type of shit. You know what I mean? And the same response, we were afraid to tell you. Like, told you was going to have a cow mom. No offense, Heffer. Mr. Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence, who does the voice of Filbert, is doing the voice of his brother. And I like
just great.
And I like how he's like, all right. Look, hey, I like him because for whatever reason, Charlie Adler's voice changes up. And I'm not changes up because they ain't had that part yet. They go look at home movies. Oh, you know, the classic home movies I like because George had a different hairstyle back in the day.
He did.
He had that wife beat on. He kind of had some muscle tone back then. But they showed how Heffer, who was clearly a cow, lived with his lived with a pack of wolves.
It was perfect,
and I love that one little scene when he stuck him in the faucet, because when he grabbed Heffer out the
when he grabbed him out of the tub,
he all of a sudden he had clothes on. Then he puts him up on the thing. He has no clothes again. I love that crap. Oh, I love classic fuck ups. Me and my son, me and Donovan, no bullshit. Me and Donovan this morning, we was watching DBZ Super Broly, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, it got to the famous part where the animation just like crashed on itself. Everybody was drawing it. They had a broken hand that week. That little part where, you know, he was like, you gotta be in this ridiculous. And I was telling my son, that's an animation choice. That's the style that they do in anime.
It's
now.
Like, whose hand got broke?
It's like, dog, it's an animation choice that they do right now. They do it on purpose. Here's the problem, son. I think this animation style actually works. Not with Dragon Ball.
It doesn't work with Dragon Ball.
You cannot do that with Dragon Ball. If this was a slice of life anime, that will work, but not in this one.
No, D, there were so many times where I sit back and I go back to YouTube and I look at those clips of, hey, what if Dragon Ball Super was drawn like how it was in the 90s? And I've seen the animation, I was like, God, that would look so good.
It would look so good. The problem, and here's the thing I hate about
it. I'm not talking about when the D and E tier art team comes in. I'm talking about when they had the best of the best drawing it. That style.
It's weird because after the Frieza saga, they kind of left. a lot of those people started leaving the company.
No, they were still around up until Cell.
I think about the Cell saga.
And even it
was just like it was there during. It wasn't the same.
No. D, it was there. I mean, they were there during the Boo saga too. They from my understanding, it was a shitload of episodes. There was a lot of episodes that they did not animate for. They had the other art team animating the Boo saga, and then for some weird reason they still got the D and E squad to come in and animate. It was like if anybody should have left, it should have been them.
I laugh at it because it was so funny. Right before that fight, Broly and Goku are fighting, and I was telling Donnie, like, during anime there was a time where CGI was coming into the animation, and the big thing was how you going to blend this 2D world with CGI. And Dragon Ball Super is actually a great example of doing it correctly, because during that fight, it switched from 2D and all of a sudden they'd be 3D, like, oh, that looks good. Then it'll go back to a flat surface again. They fight. And then when he wanted to really make it feel larger, it got CGI, and the animation for the CGI was perfect. I'm like, son, it took years for it to kind of look like that, to look like it flowed.
It took a long ass time.
Because remember, that was the one day that when we did this review of that, we was praising that. Like, that was perfect. It went from 2D to 3D to 2D to 3D to 2D to 3D, and it all blended in. It took years for anime to get to that point anyway. So it did right after that. Shitty animation shows.
Real shit.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying they should get fired, but who agrees?
Just who authorizes this?
Let's go to I don't know what art style that is, but let's go to that art style for this little particular part. It works great for comedy. It works great for comedy because that's when you want to use it. When they was fusing, you saw Piccolo's eye twitching, like, can we stop this nigga? It works for that type of animation. Everything else, nah, don't do that.
but going back to Rocko, that is like the one thing that we always love is almost every episode there is a flub. There is either, whether intentional or not, there's always some sort of animation screw up. There's always a continuity error.
One of my favorite that we were so pressed to get to, I remember when we did the episode, was when Rocko got handcuffed, dragged Heffer out the room, walked down the stairs with clothes on just to get to the door to have his wife beat her back on. That is one of the best flubs ever in Rocko. I love it.
Hold on, D, make it even better. He not only had all of his clothes on, he had his shoes on.
Shoes on too. This nigga was fully clothed.
Still handcuffed, but then as soon as he gets to the front door, he's only in a white beard.
Here's the thing that I like about it the most. I like about it both because I know Joe Murray.
Yeah.
Joe Murray saw that. You know what Joe said?
Wave it in there.
There's nothing we can do now. Sorry, over here. Actually, I call bullshit. I bet Joe threw something. He threw something.
No.
He threw something.
He didn't throw anything in anger. It was more of just light toss.
Is that the energy that we're giving Mr. Murray?
Yes. Yes, it is, because I'm sorry, ever since he himself said that he wanted to finally voice a character on Rocko, and it turned out to be Ralph Bighead, who, let's be real, Ralph Bighead is clearly Joe Murray.
And like I said, I love the fact that Joe got to get that off as the final funniest joke, the final big funny joke in Cap Laszlo. The big final funny joke was Lumpus getting arrested. Like, I don't care. You can have that stupid cow. And a shaved heifer going, steer.
He finally got it all.
Gangsta tear and everything. Thank you, Mr. Murray. Thank you. But okay. So Charlie Adler's voice changed up. Hi, are we gonna eat or what? It was weird. I love it. Hi, are we gonna eat or what? It's the same style like way I did it. And here's the thing that I don't know what is funnier. Rocko gets to the table.
He's the first one to the table.
No, he's the last one. Remember, all of them zip to the table. Rocko slowly walking over there, gets to the table. Grandpa went nowhere, starts beating his ass with that cane. My seat. Then, all right, that's just joke number one. Joke part number two is one of my favorite jokes of all time. Virginia using all that shoulder straight. Dinner is prepared.
Like,
this bitch carried a whole ass moose.
Straight fireman carry.
A whole ass moose and threw it on there. They started eating it. By the way, I've been reading up on animals and shit, Eris. Moose are cheat codes. Moose they are scary motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. And the Wolfe family took one down. So I'm just saying.
Somebody in the Wolfe family took it down.
Of course, there was nasty shit like chewing up Granddaddy's food and all that. We're not going into that crap. But
the fact that they had a feeding schedule was hilarious.
Yeah, they literally had to chew the food up and give it to him. There was all this mucus stuff and all the rest of that.
But the best joke behind that though. How's your dinner, Grandpa? It tastes like wolf spit.
that fart sound. They used to do that perfect with Grandpa Wolf.
Oh, hold on. How about when he first met Rocko? Heifer introduces Rocko as a coyote.
He's a coyote.
Like coyote, yeah? Well, I can smell a beaver from a mile away. Beaver. Then the fart.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the fart.
From 30 miles away. Dude, the fact that he kept calling Rocko a beaver, I'm like,
it's like thinking to myself, like, was it like a Catholic talking to a Protestant? Mm-hmm. Was it like, well, as long as those niggers don't come over here? I don't know what it was.
You can look at that from so many angles. and it always plays out just
Was
like
it a situation where, like, you know, like white Latinos bring home a black Latino and they're like, ugh, you're kind of dirty? Is it like that? I'm confused. Like, yo, like, I'm confused, but I get it. Granddaddy's prejudice. That was the whole point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Rocko did what anybody would do in that situation after getting a ball of spit fall right into his eye. Rocko did what anybody else did. Can I use your bathroom, please? Just gives up.
I just need to go to the bathroom.
He just quietly goes to the bathroom, walks to the bathroom, hears a sound coming from the medicine cabinet, opens it up. It's 3 pigs tied up, tied and gagged. Monday, Tuesday,
and Wednesday. Oh, before that, D, he opens the door before getting to the bathroom. It's a whole heap of Little Red Riding Hoods.
Oh yeah, and Brock was like, "Sorry,
wrong door."
So D, yeah, the Wolfe family is not only kidnapping young women and killing them. Yes, I know. Apparently, they're doing that too. So Rocko gets back to the table after all that bullshit, and Mrs. Wolfe, being nice. So how's everything, dear? Yeah, it's quite interesting. And you know what was really interesting? Of all the years I've known Heffer, he never told me he never once told me that he was raised by
that he was adopted.
That he was adopted. It got quiet. All you heard was a heartbeat. Doom, 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 doom. Show everybody at the table. And they go to George, who has the moose's heart in his mouth.
Still beating.
Boom, boom. He cuts it. You just see the blood flowing out of it all. And here's me. That moose was still alive?
Yes. Also,
the joke got funnier.
No, the joke actually gets even better. Here's the better part of the joke. All the wolves are eating moose, including Heffer. Does that make Heffer somewhat of a cannibal?
Moose and cows are different. They're not bovine, so no. But Heffer eating any type of meat is always funny to me.
It is very funny.
It's like, yo, Heffer, I know cows can't eat meat, but
it's like, should I?
Should you? And I love it because here's the best thing. Because I thought to myself, well, D, the white boy who was raised by black people, who was adopted by black people, would say the same thing. He's a true mom.
Well, yes, we found you
a brand new Heffer. What do we call you? A steer? Do I call that to your brother and your sister and your mom? Anybody here? No. Then what do you think? Your adopted son.
Yep.
Best part about this adoption was he wasn't supposed to be adopted. He was supposed to be dinner. But he was so small. So they decided to fatten him up. And they grew to love him. Which...
So come on now, Heffer. I'm still your father. Heffer. Is that even my real name? Dad used to call you Steak.
Thank you, Harris. The smile on his face. Dad used to call you Steak.
He says, sit down, Heffer. I'm still your father. He's like, you're not my father. Best line. You're not my father. You're just a jerk in wolf's clothing.
Heffer goes out. Rocko.
Bawling his eyes out.
I'm going to be hitting that old dusty tree.
I'm stuffed. I say we eat the beaver.
That's a twofold joke for D now. That's all.
Yes, it is.
Because now I feel that we should break that out on 3 Black Geeks as a clip. Every time we see a girl, I say we eat the beaver. So
it's like looking at that. No, Rocco's reaction was even better because when he said, I say we eat the beaver, I'm like, Rocko, are you reacting that way because he said that on a kid's show, or are you reacting that way because he still calls you a beaver and he's willing to eat you?
I think it's at this point he realized, oh shit, the white boy that was protecting me through the deep, deep South has left. I'm stuck with all these wolves.
And suddenly it turns into Get Out.
So Heffer, because cartoons love doing this, where somebody's drunk but they're not drunk. In
Not
the
even
case
drunk.
of Heffer,
Not even
they
drunk.
just made him eat.
No, not even drunk. They love to do this other thing. Anytime they got to show somebody, sitting somewhere, it's always that famous painting of that bar, the diner.
Yeah.
They had Heffer in that same spot, except he kept ordering a double order of fries.
Please. My man.
Clean it.
Hey, buddy, I think you got enough.
I'm sorry, buddy, but it looks like you've had enough. I'll tell you when I had you, greasy plate jockey.
Ooh,
Ew, Dijon.
He bit that nigga. Heifers, they wrote down. There's a lot of like sight gags they did with Heffer, like he's looking all fat, depressed, and eating all that shit. But it's the shit that doesn't contain Heffer that's the funniest for me. Because we get two of those scenes, and that's Rocko calling the big heads. Hello? Yes, Mrs. Bighead. Mrs. Bighead said she didn't see him either. Oh, was that? Oh. And they don't care.
I was like, wait, we can start putting his picture on milk cartons. Hey, his picture is already on milk cartons.
That's fucked up. It's
just a silhouette of a cow.
That being said, because I thought to myself, now this is where racism came in for D. Imagine, if you will, oh my goodness, we lost little Shelly. We're never going to find her. We can put her on milk cartons. Hey, wait a minute. We don't need to. And they break out a picture of Aunt Jemima or some shit like that. That's what it felt like to me.
Her picture's already on it.
It's like cows are not a monolith, sir. Cows are not steers are not a monolith, sir. But my favorite.
Let's go find our son.
My favorite joke in the whole show was them trying to find where he's at, and they go to a butcher shop.
Yes.
And I love this joke.
Look away, honey.
Virginia is curled up beside George, and George tells and they about to unveil the steak, and George said, "Look away, honey."
Look away, honey. No,
look away. And she puts her head dead in that man's chest, like, I don't want to see my son. I don't want it to be. They did that perfectly for me.
Look away, honey. No, that's not him.
Nope, that's not him. That's not him. Here's me. Hey, George, just real quick. How do you fucking know? That's just pieces of a. Well, hold on.
CSI wasn't a thing.
I hate to be this person. I really hate to be this person because it just happened recently in my family. My sister passed away. If anybody would know, like if they would have covered my sister's face in the autopsy room when my dad went to see her, I can guarantee you my dad would have looked at like a finger. Nope, that's not my daughter. Like that shit, you know what I mean? Like, so in the case of Heffer being chomped up into meat, I think even George will look, nah, my son was fat and that ain't my boy. That's not my boy. It's okay, Virginia. It's okay, Virginia. Go outside, baby. Nah, that's not a kid. Who is that nigga? Like, who is that? Well, get some of that rump. Get some of the rump roast. How much you selling that for? Come on, they're the Wolfe family.
I know. Like, I'm gonna need that for later.
So the thing that gets me is that I don't know how Heffer found his way to Brandywine Farms or Brandywine Farms, whatever the name they have.
Well, they call it Brandywine. It was like Brandywine Farms.
Yeah,
even though the way it's spelled like an area in our area, Brandywine, but but it's pronounced Brandywine Farms.
Yeah.
So
they kind of skipped the scene. You can tell because those were still shots that they used for the farm and then the hill. So it's like it felt like either something was there or something got cut for time. So whatever.
Like he gets to it finally after going to all these all you can eat all night spots. I'm like, God, remember when those used to be a thing?
Oh man,
and all you can eat
90s.
Like an all-you-can-eat buffet that's 24 hours.
Then again, the mortality rate in O-Town is about 53. So
he finally reaches the farm and he goes, he says, I wonder what. First we reenact the Indiana Jones rolling boulder thing.
Yeah,
he crashes into an alley after being stuffed.
Burps out a whole ass piece of cake and ice cream.
Piece of cake, ice cream, and a chicken bone. I think. And he says,
"Like, are you just swallowing them whole, Heffer? What's going on?" Anyway,
he thinks to himself, "I wonder what my dad was really like." First of all, I like how he imagined his father being an actual bullfighter as a bull.
Note if when he's a bull, note when he's imagining are great people.
Like he's a matador.
So the bullfighter, he's like super strong and all the rest of that. They show Gandhi because in India, you don't kill cows in India. So he's worshipped as like a great leader. And he's thinking of him just having a regular old job like a rodeo clown, but not having shit. Not taking that shit. You know what I mean?
You know what I loved is that we went to best of years, old man, regular
ass blue collar
steer.
Actually,
like
no.
Height of his career, old man, somewhere in the middle, or humble beginnings. How about that?
Thank you. And the part I loved about it was like, oh, that's a good blue collar working steer. No, it's not, because when he gets to the farm, gets to the gravestone, oh, Dad, is your like? Why do you think that's your dad? All of a sudden, you see a thought bubble or spirit bubble, whatever you want to call it. Get up. That's not my grave.
They're like, hey, knock off the crying. It's like, Dad? Yeah, that's right. Stop all that crying. Like, that's not even my grave.
No. I love
the grave. The gravestone says, I swear this joke still works perfectly today. Here lies a big wet cat.
Why did it just a big wet cat? That's all you need to know.
Again, because I know Rocko and because I know these 90s cartoons and how much shit they got away with when it came to the censors.
And Dan Provine, how you pronounce his name, and Steve Hillenberg has taught me one thing, because I've seen it in the fucking Rocko and seen it in SpongeBob, because I see the same thing in SpongeBob. You guys are horny. We understand.
Yes.
Because Hillenberg took that same type of and I mean that to everybody. I say it ad nauseum. There would be no SpongeBob without Rocko. He took that same energy and brought it into SpongeBob.
It's the same.
That's why there's a lot of borderline gay jokes and
it's also the same. It's also the same thing with what was his name, Tom Rager and Animaniacs and Tiny Toons.
Yeah,
how do you same way? Like, how do you get away with a dirty joke that you want? You tell an even dirtier joke. Yeah, present that to the censors and use the one that you want to use instead.
It was tougher for the guys at Nickelodeon, but it was tougher for them. But I felt that they got away with a lot more than they probably were even allowed to, yeah. But anyway, so
he tells them I'm not even dead. I'm in Canoga. Was it Canoga Park or whatever?
I'm in Canoga Park
with Joyce. Now again, I mentioned this to
Joyce.
I mentioned this to you, and I go back and I look at that scene and I laugh every time I see it.
Her name is Joyce.
Her name is. But hold on,
that one for me.
It's not even the fact that her name is Joyce. It's the best part. Heifer's dad literally yanks her by the head. He pulls her by her hair and say, I'm living in Canoga Park with Joyce here. Yoink! He just yoinked her over and he said, say hello. Hey, nice to meet you. You should visit us sometime. Mom!
That's not your mom. Your mom's a car seat in Illinois.
A car seat in Illinois. I'm like, damn, that is dark.
Yeah,
but then he goes.
I'm sorry, what?
Then he goes.
Canoga Park is in LA.
Then it goes into like. Then he goes into full piece of shit dad mode.
I mean, full.
When he said, "Why don't you leave me alone? I've had millions of kids coming around here crying, like looking for your daddy. I've had a million kids that look exactly like you. Ugly. Joyce, come here and clean up after me."
That's the best part. Joyce, come in here. Do you know? I am waiting for the day I can really say with full confidence to my black wife, "Hey, get in here and clean up after me." Boy, nigga, that is a level of verbal abuse that woman goes through on a daily basis.
That's definitely verbal abuse. And also, let's be real.
I'm gonna keep it real. Joyce doesn't put it. I'm gonna keep it real. George does not put a hand on Virginia.
No.
Yeah, he's very verbally abusive, but he wouldn't dare hurt his wife like that. I can give George that. I can give
Heffer,
George that.
No, D. Heffer's dad is classic baby boomer abusive husband. You know he is.
So Virginia caught it at least once or twice.
At least once.
At least I mean, and I'm not talking about the one where the guy balls up his fist and punches her. More of a shit, damn it, Virginia. Look, I'm sorry.
No, D. It's like he goes in for the fist, but the only part that actually hits Joyce is like is the ring finger.
Ring finger.
No, ring finger and pinky. Like all of this misses. You only get hit by these.
She get the soft end of the fist. She gets hit with the soft end of the fist. Yo, I like now, but Joyce, she gets beat. Open hand, closed fist. Oh, and Joyce wasn't the first one.
Oh no. When I'm talking about Heffer's dad, I'm talking about Heffer's real dad. Now,
you're talking about his real dad.
Yeah, his real dad is classic baby boomer abusive husband.
That's a dude. That's a nigga that was put out the stud when he was 18. George on the other hand, he's a wolf, so it's different. First of all, him being the wolf, you already know what that means. He's the alpha. Yeah. So his
wife is going to be devoted and do whatever he says, no matter what.
Actually, hold on, no, and George has actually proven this, and nothing against it. See, the thing about alphas we put out there, it's actually a false notion when it comes to a pack. Yes, there is an alpha in a pack, but here's the thing: it's the betas who run everything in the fucking pack. Mm-hmm. So the idea that we dumbass human beings talk is like, well, you want to be an alpha, That's number one. When in actuality, no, alphas kind of don't exist. And sometimes alphas are women too. So the dude that made up the whole thing about alphas is like, yeah, we're not like that. Human beings are not like that. We have choices as human beings. Yeah, I want to be an alpha. No, you're not hearing what I just told you. The alpha male structure is not so much an actual thing in the wolf society. It's just that they're the leader of a pack. You're not. You stopped listening, have you? Okay, cool.
You just you're going off of what you believe an alpha is at this point because
is there like an incel guy or something here that said this? D, I'm not really sure.
No, D, you're going off of this. You're going off of the title just because the title sounds cool.
Yeah, that's what it really is. But anyway, so finally, Heffer saying, my dad's a piece of shit. You know what? I already got a family. He decides to come home. He come home. Everybody sees him. They're like, oh, Heffer, we love you. They go to hug him. He like, come here. No, yo, his dad goes there. Come here, son. Let me give you a hug. Dad, I've been eating all. And, they block his mouth. Throws up. And at the end, we get the Wolfe family, except Virginia, howling. Yeah, I know Virginia didn't howl.
I like how she sat off to the side.
Yeah, and at the very end, Heffer, moo!
Loud as hell, moo.
So that's just that was a fun little story. Now let's get to the other story. So this next episode is called Elk for Heffer. Now, Eris, this is a different one. This is a different one. This is about a season later. This is the third season. And third season, in my opinion, actually, I think you and I have said this. The third and second seasons are the strongest seasons of Rocko.
Yes.
And this did come from a really, really good. This was a decent episode. But anyway, in the beginning of it, we see the Wolf Council, at least the Wolf Council of O-Town.
I love that there's an actual Wolf Council that they meet up. They meet up on
Columbus or some shit.
Yeah, and they all got on fez hats like they're reading War and Peace at night. And then they all meet, and they all love to meet up at a cliff. They all meet up at a cliffside part of O-Town.
Yeah, it was so funny. It was like, do we have any news?
Do you have any old business?
You brother, like he said, brother Big Bad, brother Big Bad. And one thing I love about Tom Kenny's voice has so much range to it. Mm-hmm. So it was like, what about you, brother? Thank you, brother Alpha. This episode was directed by Jeff Marsh and Dan Povenmine. Tim Hill actually wrote this episode, and I don't remember seeing that name Tim Hill on Rocko a lot. But anyway, he's like, "Thank you, bro." Like, with the proceeds, we all get to have sheepskin seats for the next meeting. I'm thinking, like, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about, man. Actually, hold on. The dude that wrote this episode, Tim Hill, he wrote a number of episodes for Rocko. He wrote Commuted Sentence, Hut Set Raw, Hair Lick, Gutter Balls, one of our favorite episodes. Hold on. The episode Gutter Balls was written by Joe Murray, Martin Olson, and even Carlos Alazraki, the dude that does the voice of Rocko. Yeah, they wrote that episode, Gutter Balls.
So let me get this right. So 90% of Tim Hill pretty much did most of season 2 and 3.
Boy, nigga, I'm looking at season 2. Let's see, season 2, Junk Junkie, Snowballs, Short Story, Eyes Capades. In the third season, he pretty much wrote the third season. Schmidt Heads, Ed is Dead, Fish and Chips, Camera Shy, Old Froggy Frog, Manic Mechanic, I See London, I See France. That episode that we've done, but we're redoing that episode.
Yeah, we need to redo that.
I love that episode. Anyway, the episode that I wanted to do with this one, but we're going to hold off to it because it contains the 2 bugs. The Fatlands, one of my favorite episodes. Yeah, just for this one line, this one, like that sounded like a backhanded compliment, and we only take front-handed compliments.
I say we give him a nice gift basket.
You dumb as bull, Roscoe. You dumb as bull, Roscoe. Anyway, your favorite episode, Eris, Fortune Cookie, yes. Dear John, one of my favorite episodes. Speaking Terms, The Big Question, The Big Answer, Elk for Heifer, Zanzibar. He wrote that by himself.
So Zanzibar, that was the musical episode.
That was all him. And Fatal Contraption. Which,
I'll be honest with you.
Fatal Contraption is one of your favorite ones. That's the solid episode. Him and Joe Murray wrote that one.
I'll be honest with you. I believe Zanzibar is an episode that should have should have won an Emmy or something.
I felt like it feels like that episode, and I feel like The Big Question, Big Answer, and Zanzibar, and I wouldn't go. I Have No Son. I wouldn't go far and say I Have No Son is one of them, but
I Have No Son is up there.
It's one of the good ones.
It's up there. And Wacky Deli.
But he didn't write those. He wrote, like I said, Big Question, Big Answer, Zanzibar. Those 3, I said now fourth season, he still was hitting the Vegas for us. Teed Off, Yard Benders, Feisty Gristy. Magic Meatball is probably the most underrated episode.
Very underrated.
All of Rocko. Closet Clown. We just got done with that one. Which is very interesting because Steve Hillenberg is on that one too. And remember, we told a whole other thing with that. Anyway, Seat to Stardom, which I love and hate that episode.
Seat to Stardom was interesting.
I love it and hate it. Anyway, Wallaby on Wheels, Rug Birds, Put to Pasture, and the very, very last episode, Turkey Time. Yeah. So Tim Hill was very important to Rocko. So I just had to look it up. I'm like, who wrote this episode? Anyway, they go over to George and Virginia Wolfe. Seems that Heffer has not brought home an elk yet. Like, well, don't worry.
We'll take care of that.
Our Heffer is
he's a good boy.
He's a gentle boy. Heifer's it seems that
he's a cow.
He's a steer. He's a steer, sir.
Be that as it may.
Thank you. Be that as it may.
Like he is still required to bring home an elk for dinner.
All right. So they go over to Heifer, like, Heifer.
It's like your father has something to tell you.
Hey, wait a minute, Dad.
This is about the birds and the bees. Like, no, it's not, son. Because if it is, I mean, I kind of right there. I'm stopping myself. Heifer, you smashed?
Have you fucked? like,
it would also it technically would back up the theory that he has, because one episode in particular, way back in season, it was back in season 1. It was season 1. The episode where Heffer was trying to help Rocko get with Melba. The very first time we heard of
the
Melba.
very first one, yeah.
And I'm like, dude, he's got all the angles. He knows the dating programs.
Man, he knows all this.
He knows all the shit. The personals ads. I'm like, Heffer, you been moonlighting and not telling nobody.
Yeah, Heffer always seemed to me like somebody that actually did a lot more than he's supposed to. It's like
and it was the 90s, so big guys was kind of in.
It's so funny because it's like Heffer and Filbert both did two separate things to be the all-encompassing American compared to Rocko, because Rocko was like, I ain't into none of this shit y'all niggas in. What's going on? Right. But anyway, I love it. I love it because he did. If I know, it's like, no, Heffer, no. See, when a wolf wants to try to bring home it's about the birds and the bees, Virginia.
Just shouting your wife's name.
I like that.
Shouting your wife's name, aka help me.
That is pure baby boomer. I can't connect to my children right there. That is pure. You know what? I can say my little knocks on my dad about parenting, but I'm by my dad now because like dad, you did that wrong and shit, right? But there are some things I don't remember my dad calling for my mom, but there were a few things. Marianne, get him. Get him. Marianne, get the boy. Get that boy. Like I do it to my wife, Angie.
Like, come get your son.
Get your son. You got to make that sure your son. But anyway, so Heffer knowing that he has to bring home elk, like God, I gotta do something, man. So he goes to the Elks Club.
No, he calls Rocko. Rocko's one and only appearance on this episode. He calls him on the phone and he says, "You know where I can find an elk?" That long pause. How about the Elks Club? Oh, why not? There's an actual Elks Club conveniently in O-Town that he can get to.
And before somebody asks, is there one around your way? No, they stopped. There's not an Elks Club no more. It's actually another club, but I think they're nice to the Columbus. They're a little bit farther down. Speaking of which, D, if somebody approach you, oh, Mr. Waterman, we heard the stuff you did. We want you to join the Knights of Columbus. I don't know if I want to say yes to any of them fraternities, man. I mean, not those. I don't know if I say yes to them. Now, if the Masons ask me, I'm going to have to think about it. No, only for one reason. I'm not a person that believes that the Masons, are part of Illuminati. I'm not one of them. I think the Masons are just weird. But
just weird.
Look, they're weird, but their barbecue is awesome. But
they only hold it once a year.
But that's what I'm saying. I got a feeling. As much as I I don't fuck with them niggas. Hey, Dwayne, so we was asking, man, want to join the Masons? I'm sorry. I'm like, nigga, who, what? The Masons. Do I get the little thing that I get to put on the back of my car? I put it this way. I wouldn't immediately say no. That's what I will say to that.
No, listen and hear me. The only secret club I would ever join would be the Stonecutters.
Who controls the British crown? Who keeps the metric system down? We do. We do. Who rings every Oscar? No. Who rings every Oscar night? Who blind crayfish up their sight? We do. Who held back the electric car? Who made Steve Gutenberg a star? We do.
I like how Steve Gutenberg had that look like, oh, you guys.
The only reason why Steve Gutenberg was in all of those movies because he was a stonecutter. Hey, again, Eris, like I said, as much as I'm not clamoring to be called to be a Mason, they came to me Ooh, that's hard to not say yes to that. That's like, so what do y'all get to do?
So what do y'all do?
Something like, all right. So
don't tell me do I get discounts on everything in life?
Do I get discounts on like? See, I knew I didn't. But y'all do what? Ooh, every year. Oh, y'all do that twice a. Ooh, do I got to pay for that? I don't. I gotta talk to my wife. Ooh, I gotta talk to my wife. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good. All right, I got a good question. Is it like somebody like you work at a dealership and they what? See, that's what I'm talking about. Shit like that. Because you and me, Eris, we didn't go to a college and we didn't go to a standard college. Neither of us went to a fraternity. I wasn't prepared to anyway. But we don't have no connection like that. So us, the common man, we have to wait till the motherfucking stone cutters knock on our door.
Like I said, it's either the stone cutters or the critic elite.
Or actually, at this point, yeah, I think that's it's so funny. It's so funny. When they came knocking at our shit, we were like, yes. It's like, do y'all guys want to be on every screen? They're like, that means we're critics, right? Yeah, that means we're yes. Boy, but there's still a critic elite that I don't know about. That I haven't been to any screenings yet lately with y'all. So, is it still like the top guys and everybody else?
Post COVID.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Post COVID, I haven't been to those screenings post COVID.
Post COVID, it really feels like it's just been us. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't seem. There's nobody that's representing the DC side of like Fox News and nothing like that. Like we don't see none of them there.
That's weird because they used to be always be there, especially for ABC. He was always there. I
have not seen any of them.
I remember me and him. We left. God, what movie did we watch? We was leaving Peppermint. It was me, Chris, and him in the there. And I always see, like I said, I see him on Fox, not on Fox, on ABC 7 all the time. Mm-hmm. And I remember that motherfucker. We was coming down the house, like, I'm like, what's he gonna tell? We're like, we gonna tell everybody tonight the truth. We're like, wait, it's not that great. He said they're gonna want me to write this whole essay, and I'm like, no,
I just know.
Like, no, guys, it stinks. Can I just say it's 3 stars and just keep on going? Anyway.
But the Elks Club.
The funny he gets to the Elks Club, and we get to meet Eris if he was an elk. We get to meet the doorman. Heffer tries to go in there, he's like, hey, no, you can't go in.
No, you can't go in.
Like, wait a minute, why can't I go in? This is an Elks Club. You are not an elk.
Says you are a cow, steer, whatever.
Whatever. You can't come in. But I'm like, do not make me use force with you. Do not make me use physical force with you.
All right, that's it.
This nigga picks up. Now, let me make it very clear to everybody. Heffer, at this point in the story, has to be at least 700 pounds. This nigga clears Heffer and tosses him out to the side. Damn, hit my mic. He tossed that nigga to the side.
Hold on, D. Didn't even have to lift him. He didn't even have to lift with his knees. He just straight grab, lift.
Yeah.
Grab, lift, seismic toss.
Best thing about this is bunch of elks go in. Heffer put 2 sticks on his little itty bitty bull horns. See, I'm an elk. Do you want it? What do you say? What a prize. But man, I love my man. He just had this look, I work at the Elks Club. Don't make my job harder than what it is. I love that guy. So Heffer goes in there and see all these skinny ass elves. He's a fat ass elf. Elf. Elf.
Fat elk. Yeah.
This nigga's a fat ass elk when you compare to everybody else. Anyway, he turns around and he sees the elk of his dreams, quite literally. How is she then? She all right. Ain't got a dunk like Mrs. Bighead, but she all right. Oh, I stand by that. That's a running gag with this show. Oh man. Bev Bighead changed her hairstyle up. She a bad bitch.
No, let me guess. I'm gonna use the Twitter meme. Put Bev Bighead in the room. I'm folding. Put me in a room with her. I'm folding.
Yo, who was it? Somebody put this out there when Betty White passed away. Somebody asked a good question. He's like, I'm looking at Golden Girls and all of these women were in their 50s
Mm-hmm.
in this show. That's not old now. And I think it's just their hair. She gave them modern hair. How would they look if they were 50-year-olds now, right?
Yeah.
B. Arthur can get all of this dick. Bruh, you need to see the pictures of B. Arthur with modern day hair. If they gave her, even if they gave her modern day kind of lesbian pixie cut hair, it's like, woo, B. Go ahead, B. Go ahead, B.
Stop it, B.
Like it's like this. I like me personally. I bangs Rue McClanahan. I ain't got a problem with that, but she won the bad one. I hate to say it. It's B. Arthur. She's the baddie. She's actually the baddie of all of them.
But you know,
Betty White always looked. But to give Betty White credit, she always looked good. So it didn't matter.
But you know what I always thought was funny? Like you said, the show came out. All those women were in their 50s, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny that that's what 50 looked like back then.
Exactly, because the girl who said this, right? The girl who said this. I saw this on TikTok. She was like, I say that because I'm looking at Sex and the City, which is coming out this year. All thof these women are older than all of the women that were on Golden Girls.
Yeah, and they don't look.
What's wrong? And that's what it was. Hair. It was the hair. The hair. Of course, yeah, their clothes, but still, the hair made them look older than what they were. So so Photoshop the hair, nigga. If you see them, it's like, hey, yo, Betty, get away from me, nigga.
Get away from me.
Like, I would say this, like, because you know me, nigga, I don't like blondes. But blonde Betty White, get away from me. Get away from me, Betty. Get away from me. You look like the cute ones I don't like. That I do the dumb that I do what Heffer does in the next scene. He sees her, right? Heffer sees her. His heart, there's a little thing that goes from his brain to his heart. His heart sees her. He's like, oh, snap, pulls a lever, said, walk stupid.
It's like walk stupid,
doink,
stumble,
doink, doink. Like
stumble, forget name.
You're like, what's your name? My name is,
He was like, my name is Jeff. No, my name is Tom. No, wait. Like Charles Bartholomew? Pulls the next lever. Try to impress her.
This nigga got anvils.
He's
juggling anvils. I was like, I told this to my wife, and we got into a little bit of a back and forth. Angie loves busting my balls when I try to be sweet. I was like, see, all men do that. You ain't do that shit for me. I ain't see you stumble over and fall and all the rest of that. What you need, I'm like, Angie, you just ruined the moment on purpose. I did that on purpose. Like, I was trying to be sweet. But anyway, Heffer is over the moon of Elkie, which is her name.
Which is
very
hilarious.
Very creative. That's like calling a white girl Blondie.
Blondie.
It's on the same way. Like, really? That's the name you went for. But anyway, Heffer has the whole song. She's the elk of my dreams. She's the elk of my dreams. He's going to for me.
I eat a million ice creams. I take on several football teams for the elk of my dreams.
That's a nigga that wants to fuck. Good for you, Heffer.
Dude, she sat there and ate all that up.
It's like, you're funny. You're funny. Let's go out. And they showed them having a good old time. They have the little malt. They had a little malt together. She sucks his head through the straw. He sucks her head through the straw. Here's me. So how does that play out in the bedroom? Yes, Harris. I'm waiting.
I just put when I saw that scene, I said, stop.
Wait a minute. Stop.
I just said, stop.
The best joke for me of all their little happiness was them skipping, and they skip through traffic, causing an accident. I like it because if you see the car tips over on two wheels trying to avoid them.
No, going back. Going back to the straw thing. Seeing Elkie doing that, because seeing Heffer do that, that's expected.
That's expected. This nigga ate a big ass sausage the size of a child. Okay, so I expect that.
Seeing Elkie do that, I'm like, hold on now.
All right.
Elk. I'm like, excuse me, Miss Key.
No, Elkston. 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 I was gonna say Elkstein. I don't think she's Jewish.
No, but just see that shit. I'm like, hold up. Seeing that part made me think of that joke from Beverly Hills Cop 2. She could suck a golf ball through a water hose.
Man.
When I heard
golf ball through a water hose.
Hearing that line, I go, that's a lot of sucking.
That's a whole lot of sucking.
That is a lot of sucking.
That is some Nancy Reagan sucking right there.
Yes.
Nigga, you know what? Hearing that best reaction. That is some
first lady sucking.
The best reaction of Nancy Reagan being the best jaw jacker in all of history was when I told my dad that. I'm like, Dad, have you heard anything about Nancy Reagan? Like, I saw something about it. What's going on about it? Okay, Shaw. So I told him the background story. And apparently somebody came out and said that she used to suck off everybody in Hollywood. My dad like, what? I'm like, Dad? He like, that ain't true. Like, here's the best part. There's data on this being very true. My dad like, get out of here. My dad like, get out of here. There are Hollywood executives who are in their in their 90s telling stories
that still remember
Nancy.
It. They still
Nancy
remember
back in the day. Double handing that motherfucker.
D. This just goes to show you how legendary Nancy's game was.
When
you got guys in their hundreds recounting that shit as if it happened yesterday.
I remember the day she touched me. Everybody.
She rediscovered a part of my soul that I did not know existed.
Yo, the best thing I saw from all that was a picture of Nancy Reagan sitting on the lap with Mr. T, and everybody said the same thing. Everybody said the exact same joke. To be on the internet that day that happened, that was just wonderful. Like I said at the crib, sometimes it pays to be on Twitter when something goes down.
Yes,
it's great. Anyway, but like I said, they about to cause it. And finally, he tells Elkie, "Hey, baby, I've been talking about it. I really want you to come meet my parents. It's gonna be all good."
Everything. No. D, what I like is all of the typical romance shit that happens. I would say this. Everything that just took place in the last 2 hours.
No, Elkie, it's been a good day and a half.
No, not even a day and a half. Like, this has been a great 2 hours. Would you like to meet my folks for dinner? First of all, Heffer is moving exceedingly fast. I'm like, bro. I'm like, Heffer, you don't follow no type of dating protocol.
Nah, you don't. He's in love, bro.
You literally just met this elk, and you're already trying to take her home to meet mom.
Hey, man. What can I say, man?
You don't do that unless she's the one.
Yeah, she the one. I think she the one, man, because I love her, and I'm willing to have.
But I will say, but I will give Heffer this, because he made a song. I made a whole ass song about it called "The Elk of My Dreams." Considering that this is the elk of your dreams, right, Hef? So you know what that means. Instead of you going, hey, you know what? Let's date for a while. Then I'm taking to meet my family. Yada yada yada. Nah, he took the comedian route from the 90s, which is, some people get into it, like some people get together and then they just look at each other and go, why are we bullshitting? Like, we just go do the damn thing.
Heffer was almost there. Heffer was like, man, I already found what I want. Man, you see how she's purple. She got a smooth forehead. The way she leaps across that motherfucking SUV when we came across the screen.
She rocking that early 90s Oprah Winfrey haircut.
I mean, yo, man, she got a good job. She worked over at
She got a good job.
I'm trying to think of something funny. She got a good job. She worked at Old Town. She worked down at the Old Town Mall. She works for the mall at Old Town, man. Yeah, she's behind that. She does a lot of community planning. She's a wonderful woman. Yo, she walks into the Wolf's house, which, by the way, I'm gonna be real with you. The Wolf house probably smells all the way like piss. I'm gonna be real.
Just dead carcasses.
Just like smell like dead. You know what dead carcasses? Like, what the fuck died over here? There's nothing. She walks in. Oh, you're the elk. Hey, son. Yeah, son, she's a lovely woman. Yeah, Dad. It's the best part. Oh, you're like, no, Pete. Hey, Heffer, what's on your head, man? Oh, yeah. Let me take it off. Wait a minute.
Like, wait, what?
What?
I like how that was
Elkie.
the great. No, D, that was the great big mystery.
Elkie.
That was his smoking gun.
That was the only thing that got you. This nigga had a whole ass leaf in one of them.
He had 2 tree branches.
One had a leaf hanging out of it. And you go, dumbass white women, man. You Virginia soothes my soul because they're complaining back and forth. He was like, you tell me you're a cow. He's a steer. Love you for that, George. Love you for that. You backing up your son.
It's like, I'm dating a cow? Well, steer. Like, he's a steer. Here's the best part. Oh, so you're not good. So Heffer's not good enough for you. Like, hey, he's not he's not a wolf either, but we accepted him. We love him.
I hate that they threw that right in her face and they were right about it.
At the same time, still keeping priorities.
Keep priorities because a second later, here comes Virginia. All right, if you want me to get, well, somebody's going to have to.
Like, someone's going to have to help me get her in the oven so I can cook her.
I'm laughing because in my head, Virginia already has like the chef's bonnet on, and she's like this. Yep. All right, y'all, look. So we're gonna do this shit. I'm gonna need her dead. I'm gonna have to prepare something else. Like she was ready to cook.
Yep.
She's like, I'm free to cook, man. So what we gonna do? Elkie, it's been nice knowing you. Somebody hit this bitch over the head with something. I gotta get dinner ready in the next 3 hours. And I'm gonna get, oh, Mom, you don't cook shit right. If I don't start now, she does the right, sensible thing and get the fuck out of there.
Before she does, yeah, Heffer then at the same time goes, wait a minute, stop everything. You guys thought that me bringing her over here so you could eat her? Like, no one's eating my date. No. Like, what is this?
Somebody wants to eat. Somebody eating her, it's going to be me.
So when he explained all, I think it was when Heffer's dad was telling him, look, son, it's a part of tradition. You have to bring an elk home so that we can eat, so we can eat it, just so you can become an adult. It's the whole passage, from boyhood to manhood. Heffer, being like every Gen X and early millennial, screw tradition. It's like you're not eating my date, period.
Yeah, man. I actually love her, Dad. Nigga, really? Do you? Because when she found out you was raised by wolves, what did she do? Oh, I don't know if I can be a part of this.
Yep.
No, actually, she did the right thing because Grandpa was going to eat the shit out of her ass.
Oh yeah, she was going to get caught slipping.
I like it because even when she left, he was like, I'm still hungry. That nigga was really doing. So what does Heffer do to get out of this situation? Well, the next Wolves meeting went down. Brother Alpha's like, well, George, I heard that Heffer brought home an elk.
Like, yes, we all had elk for dinner. Actually,
here comes Heffer. About to fuck up the bag.
What I love about that scene, by the way, is Heffer says actually it was soybean based elk burgers. And when I looked at that, I said, wow, did this show just predict Impossible Whoppers?
Oh no, Impossible Whoppers. See, that's the fun thing about tofu burgers. They existed for quite a while.
They did.
Oh my gosh. And no, I have yet to touch, and I won't touch the Impossible Burger. No, you don't do that to me. The one thing I've learned about vegan burgers,
I've had it. They're good.
Really?
Yeah, they're good. I'll be honest with you.
Nigga, I had an elevation burger, so I don't even like
it's hard. I don't want to say it's hard, but like you almost can't taste the difference.
And so, because Heffer brought home some impossible elk, everybody was happy. The clan howled at the moon with Heffer at the very end yelling, "Moo!"
Now, as an adult.
Now, as an adult steer. Now, the question comes up the question does come up, and it should come up. No, they did not see each other after that.
No, they never did. She was a one-time character.
One-time thing. And also, to be really honest with you, Heffer had a window, and he fucked that window up by taking her to her house. Yes, you already know what window I'm talking about.
Yes, he did. That window
he was going to hit.
Yeah.
Heffer was going to hit.
And the thing is, no, here's the best part. I'm willing to bet. Elkie was willing to give up that 3,000. If that straw game pulled anything, she was going to.
Oh, Chris. I mean, not Harris. Shut up, Harris.
She was down. Okay?
No, I bet you called it that 3,000.
That 3K was about to come out in full force. Had Heffer not fucked up. This
jaw game was ridiculous, bro.
Because real talk, like certain alpha males or certain dating coaches from Miami, this man Heffer managed to talk himself out of getting boxed.
I don't know. I can't even blame Heffer. On this one, I can't blame Heffer.
On this one, you can't blame him.
For one reason.
Good God.
I blame it on his mama. Yes. Because all of that could have been recovered. All of that, he's a steer. Elkie went in the bathroom, hopefully not hearing those 3 pigs that are in the medicine closet.
Hopefully not opening the door to several Red Riding Hoods.
Yo, not opening a door where there's just blood. Just blood. Anyway, but yeah, she just walk in the bathroom. She has oh my God, I'm gonna let this man who is so good to me just walk out of my life. I can't do that. It would have been fine. Virginia fucked that up by going, hey, y'all gonna have to put her in the oven, man. Look. Shit, I gotta get the potatoes ready. There was whole free until Virginia came in there like, look, if I'm going to get it up, we're going to eat, man.
That whole night was ruined.
Oh man, because you know what Pete said. So we're not going to. So we're going to get something to eat. Can I like go to Taco Bell? You know, then I need to be here. But I do find it funny with Heffer and his family, his Wolfe family.
By the way, he still wore that same cheerleader uniform. Like, here we go, judge. I'm sorry, Heffer's his brother just oozes with Gen X.
Oh my God, man! And here's the thing that gets me. I like it because if you interpreted that as homosexuality, you can. You can also interpret it as, son, why are you wearing those tight pants and the eye mascara? And what's wrong with you? Why don't you be a man, Dad? This is what I want to be. Okay. You got like a lip ring. You got holes in your head, son. What's wrong with you? It's the style, Dad. Like I said, his sister.
You wouldn't understand.
But the best thing, we gotta skip this. His sister, instead of being stopped fighting, this time
took a vow of
silence. And I liked it where Pete leans over here like, Heffer's dating our dinner. She puts up a sign, yikes. Again, it goes back to Pete again. Dad used to call you steak. There were some really, really, really sharp jokes in all of these, man. In both of these episodes, man. I really do love that, man. That's funny as shit, man. That is great. But anyway, what's the next episode you think we should do, man, for Rocko? If we already did Heffer's family, what do you think was the next thing we should do? Something we should we already did Filbert's, and we already did 2 of Filbert.
No, that made me think of something, by the way. Heffer is now officially an adult.
Yeah.
Thanks to this episode. It took all the way to season 3 for him to become an adult. Filbert had his return to Born to Spawn episode of him becoming an adult.
Yes. An episode we have yet to do. And only because mainly I want to do it because of Buttmaster. and a 1.
That was
and
the
2,
first introduction
and a 1.
of Buttmaster.
I liked it because he literally had a dumbbell on his butt cheeks.
Yes, he did.
But it was his cheeks that moved and not the dumbbell. That made no sense to me. I said,
hold on. But then they walked it back and had the butt cheeks moving the dumbbell
yes.
the second time.
But I stand by that. I think I said this on the episode before this. I never forget my mom walking into the room when I was watching Rocko, and she heard that joke and she turned in like, "What are you watching?" Because oh yeah, that's moving with Buttmaster. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, and a 2, and a 1.
So Buttmaster was by far the greatest 90s exercise equipment joke ever written.
Oh God! It's just it ain't even like it's not even like it's a model. It's just a regular ass nigga with a trucker hat and jeans. It's he's a horse too, by the way. So you know he got an ass. That nigga got an ass.
That was the best
horse
part about
asses,
it.
Man.
Bro, that was the best part about Buttmaster is that he was clearly just a joke from the 90s. That joke is a product of the 90s.
Yes, it is. All the Thigh Masters and all that.
Yeah, all the Thigh Masters, the Buns of Steel, all that shit came out in the 90s.
Buns of Steel. Buns of Steel made white women's asses harder and smaller. I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
The best thing about all that stuff is it taught women how to naturally create the Instagram asses of today.
I want to go that far. I think not Buns of Steel. It would be the other one I'm not thinking of right now. It was an ass exercise.
It was,
but I forgot which one it was. It wasn't Buns of Steel because, like I said, Buns of Steel made all these white women look like they were men from behind.
Nah, I disagree. I think I would say half. I'm gonna say 50%. Half. I believe so. No. D 50%. Half of what you said. The other half made him look like Cammy.
Yeah. Walking over here, got these camel humps.
Like just boom.
You ever see a white woman with a mad ass? I mean, a mad ass. Like it ain't like it's a big booty. Like damn, man, she thick as shit. It's just more of like Jesus.
Like that is
what did they do to everybody? What? Why? Why are they mad at us?
It's like that is one athletic looking ass.
Jesus.
Like, dude, her ass has a 6-pack. That's how athletic it is.
Time for a joke that white guys would. Look, I can't give this joke. Look, I'm gonna say this joke, knowing that a white boy will hear it and going to repeat it. Man, her ass is built like Michelle Obama's arm. God damn. There's gonna be a white boy that's gonna take that joke and get his ass kicked for saying it to the wrong group of people. Good. Black people, we can make that joke to each other. Y'all can't.
Hold on, I gotta throw out the disclaimer. We bear no responsibility for that.
I bear no responsibility. And for anybody that wants to respond to D Shaw about that, I will let you know that I voted for her husband twice, and I will vote for that nigga a third time when this nigga comes out of nowhere and runs for president third time. Also, real talk, Michelle Obama is a treasure to this fucking country. The stuff she did, the stuff that she went through, and the fact that she wanted to make kids more healthy is very more commendable for that. Not only is she a strong black woman, but she's a strong black woman that stayed with her husband and stayed with Barack Obama during his during a really depressing part of his life, gave him the strength, made him feel like he was bigger than what he was, made that man help that man become a congressman, become the president of the United States. There's nothing I will take away from Michelle Obama. God damn it, I love her. Her arms is built like Serena's mother. I'm done. Built like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Built like a pound. Built like a pound.
I'll be honest with you. You know who I am scared of? I'm scared of Michelle Obama putting somebody in a headlock. I'm not even joking. I think that's game over. You ever see two girls fight and one girl puts another one in the headlock? From Michelle, like, bitch, pop, You know, when you may be hitting it, it don't look like it hurts, but you know it hurts after a while. Like, she's fucking that. I'll be scared to fight Michelle, yeah.
So I'm trying to think of the next.
Born to Spawn. It sounds like a good one.
Born to Spawn, and since we're adulting, let's keep the adulting train moving. Born to Spawn and Heffer moving out.
We already did Heffer moving out.
Oh, we did that one?
God, we gotta have to do this again, aren't we? We're gonna have to check our episodes because I know we did Teed Off. I know we did Heffer moving out because we was talking about the fucking roaches.
Yeah.
Okay. And how one of them roaches was high as shit.
Okay. Well then,
we did Teed Off.
Born to Spawn. Hold on. There's another one we can do then. If besides Born to Spawn, there's the more adult. No, did we talk about Rocko and the credit card?
It's time to talk about Rocko and that fucking credit card. Actually, you know what? If we're gonna do that,
yeah. Born to Spawn and Who Gives a Buck?
Who Gives a Buck? All of this because look, all I can say is this, Eris. We all been in this situation where we saw a clown crying in an iron lung.
Mm-hmm.
We've all had that happen to us,
and we were faced with the life choice of do we drop a house note on that shit?
We was left
or
with
not.
I can just use my credit card. I don't think I should.
It's the convenience.
And then all of a sudden, the chameleon brothers. Oh, do you want to make sure? This is the best. No, this is the best dog. No, it was different. Nah. Remember, the dog bowl dude was a different dude. It was a different.
Yeah, it was a different guy.
Dog bows. But yeah. So all this, like, I liked it because, like, Rocko, you went there to help out your dog. You got something that you needed, something that you're probably going to have for years. Then you just saw everything else in that mall. Listen to your friend who. And then we also actually, if I'm mistaken, Who Gives a Buck is another episode. Is an episode where you realize, hey, Heffer, you really don't have a job, do you? You don't know what money is, do you?
You don't know how money works.
So yeah, I think that's perfect. But anyway, so we're gonna do that next time. I'm gonna make sure we do another Rocko episode because Rocko's the best. DJ Sue, it's been great talking to you, sir.
As always, sir.